As inflation climbs with each month, the stigma around being single, educated, and childless, the increased use of birth control, and the surge of diseases caused by an improper diet and lifestyle are all contributing to the decline in the fertility rate in both men and women. According to the Bahamas demographics, the fertility rate of the Bahamas fell gradually from 3.51 children per woman in 1971 to 1.73 children per woman in 2020. Infertility, by definition, is not being able to get pregnant or get your female partner pregnant after 1 year or longer of unprotected intercourse. A blog by Single Care states, infertility is increasing. The use of assisted reproductive technology by infertile couples is increasing by 5 to 10% per year. In 1950, there was an average of 5 children per woman worldwide, according to the United Nations. There is an average of 2 children per woman worldwide in 2020. Now, infertility can really impact a person's mental state. In a 2014 clinical therapeutic study shows up to 60% of infertile individuals reported psychiatric symptoms with significantly higher levels of anxiety and depression than fertile couples. Infertility is one of the primary reasons for divorce amongst couples, according to the International Journal of Reproductive Biomedicine. Nearly 41% of infertile women have depression, according to BMC's Women's Health, and almost 87% of infertile women have anxiety, according to the exact same article. Now, although this is statistically proven, I've witnessed its damaging effects, and it's only getting worse. And the main reason in both men and women is hormonal imbalance, which is the root cause of most diseases. Food is where your cells get your life source. Okay, your cells are your life source. And food is where your cells gets its energy to keep you alive, functioning, growing, and healing. But it needs the proper nutrients to do so. We're not getting much nutrients, if any, from the foods we predominantly eat. And to top it off, it's loaded with hormones, which can cause hormonal imbalance because the body does not know the difference between the hormones that you ingest and the hormones that's naturally produced, which makes consuming hormones extremely dangerous. This is why a lot of women have PCOS, which is the main reason for infertility in women. And this is because most women with PCOS do not ovulate. And if you do not ovulate, there will be no egg for fertilization to take place. According to studies, 40% of women that suffers from infertility also suffers from PCOS. And in men, it's low sperm count or abnormal sperm functions. Now, there are other factors, of course, but these are the most common, stemming from hormonal imbalance. Estrogen dominance, which not only causes infertility in both men and women, but it also causes cancer. Estrogen dominance affects both men and women. Because in men, it causes erectile dysfunctions, it causes depression, it causes low sperm count, it causes poor sperm mobility, just estrogen. Now, it has been shown that estrogen influences the development of the testes. So, this hormone is necessary for sperm production, but too much of it can have a negative impact on health, just as it does to women. Like I said, estrogen dominance also contributes to cancer, as well as diabetes, hypo and hyperthyroidism, and these things also contributes to infertility. Infertility is increasing. Now, it's hard to tell if you're just looking on the outside. A lot of women with kids, and I'm talking about up to 7 kids, suffers from infertility. Researchers predict a peak in population numbers in 2064, followed by a 50% drop by the end of the century from changes in human reproductive behavior and function. There has been a 50% decrease in sperm count over the last 50 years, says endocrine.org. The fertility rate is going lower and lower. According to PubMed, 43% or 372 million of the world's reproductive aged couples use modern and safe contraception. I don't know what's so safe about birth control, but according to the World Health Organization, more than 100 million women around the world uses the combined oral contraceptive, better known as the pill. Many of its potential side effects have been well documented since its release in the 1960s, but yet people still choose to take them. It has been proven that birth control can cause estrogen dominance, and estrogen dominance contributes to infertility. Birth control only works because they contain hormones. Hormones tell our bodies what to do, when to do it, and how long to do that something for. If the body operated solely off of its own naturally produced hormones, birth control couldn't work. And maybe, just maybe, the food wouldn't cause diseases. But unfortunately, the body takes on any hormones as its own. Therefore, any hormone that you consume any hormones that you actually consume can contribute to hormonal imbalance. And hormonal imbalance causes the growth of abnormal cells. And abnormal cells contributes to the growth of abnormal tumors. So it all comes down to hormonal imbalance. Hormonal imbalance is the root cause of infertility in both men and women.